Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video I'm going to be covering the number one Master League Pokemon according to PvPoke and according to a lot of my experience. It's actually Giratina with a rating of 99.6, which is very incredible. It's rated as the number one lead, rated as the number one attacker, and it's rated as a good closer and a good defender. You'll see its movesets are amazing. So PvPoke slightly recommends Dragon Breath over Shadow Claw. I prefer Shadow Claw personally because it helps you deal with Metagross, Lugia, and Mewtwo a little bit better than Dragon Breath, and as well the high energy per turn is really nice when you want to spam a lot of charge moves. I definitely recommend that you have Dragon Claw. It's not necessarily necessary that you need Ancient Power and Shadow Sneak, but those are really helpful. Both are useful in different situations. Shadow Sneak is a pretty weak move, but does help you deal with Metagross a little bit better because of Metagross' steel typing, and as well will get you out of a pinch against a Pokemon like Melmetal a little bit better than Ancient Power and Dragon Claw. But Ancient Power is good against flying Pokemon, good against Moltres, for example, Zapdos, and some other Pokemon that aren't necessarily weak to Dragon Claw. And as well, there's a chance of a buff, which is always nice. And when Giratina gets a buff, it's like in God mode. So here, the key matchups are against Zapdos, which you don't see too often in Masters League play. Mewtwo, which is a very common counter that you see. Raikou, because it does resist the electric movesets, you do have to worry about Shadow Ball Raikou, but we'll take a look at that matchup particularly a little bit. It definitely hard counters Machamp because Machamp's fast moves, unless it's running Bullet Punch, which is very unlikely, are double resisted by Giratina due to its ghost typing, and then as well will resist Cross Chop, Dynamic Punch, and then non-stabbed Rock Slide won't do that much damage to Giratina, and it will just wipe the floor with Machamp. Top counters are going to be Dialga, because Dialga is going to resist Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, or not resist, it's going to make it neutral, and then as well it's going to be able to hit back with super effective damage with Dragon Breath and Draco Meteor, or even neutral damage with Iron Head. Tyranitar is a very good hard counter, especially if you're running a Shadow Claw variant of Giratina. And then Mamoswine, a little bit of a decent counter. Melodic and Mew, I find it also really good counter is a Pokemon like, depending if they're running a Dragon Breath variant of Giratina, then Melmetal is a really good counter to it because it's going to resist the fast move, it's going to resist Dragon Claw, it's going to resist Ancient Power, so they'll only really have a chance if they run Shadow Claw, and then as well Shadow Sneak to do at least some neutral damage. But if we take a look at, for example, Raikou here, so obviously Shadow Ball will help it a lot. So let's actually go down to no shields here, and you'll see that Shadow Ball does deal a lot of damage here. Does deal 111 damage, but it's not going to be able to get to a second full Shadow Ball before it faints, and you'll see that it's left with 52 health left, and it's able to complete two Dragon Claws to faint Raikou. I run the Shadow Claw variant, so I'm curious on how that matchup turns out, and it actually turns out in favor of Raikou because the Dragon Breath does that much more damage, and as well Dragon Claw isn't super effective against it. So, it depends on what you want to cover. So, for example, if you're going against Metagross and it's running Bullet Punch and it's likely running Earthquake as its variant here, if you see here, Metagross just barely wins. But if you run Dragon Breath, you'll see that Metagross wins pretty handily. And it's a little bit different if you're running Shadow Sneak, for example. Shadow Sneak, it'll be an even matchup. And if you run Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Giratina is going to win pretty handily. So there are some variants that you do have to worry about. So for example here, if you're running an Ancient Power Dragon Claw with a Dragon Breath, and you're running against Melmetal, the moveset that you should be running on Melmetal is that Flash Cannon Rock Slide. You'll see here that Melmetal takes care of it fairly easily. with 65 health left. And then if you run Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak variant, you'll see that it's actually a much closer matchup. So it depends on what kind of sets you want to run. There's a lot of flexibility with Giratina, and understanding your opponent's Giratina will be really helpful in deciding how you're going to counter it. But for now, Giratina is the number one Masters League Pokemon, and something that you should, if you're looking to compete competitively or do really well in Masters, that's something you should consider as part of your team. Look to max it out. Obviously, in Masters League, you want as high IV as possible, and you should consider double moving it. You are mostly going to be using Dragon Claw, but double moving it will give you some flexibility, especially if you want a buff or if you want some flexibility against some common counters like Metagross or like a Melmetal, where it'll put up a little bit more of a competitive match or sometimes win depending on how you set up your Giratina. So I'll turn over to the battle portion of the video. If you guys like it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want me to do more Masters League content. There's a whole bunch of Pokemon that I want to cover, but I know people are really interested in the Silpharina Cup, so I'll put that as my priority. But let me know in the comment section below what else you want me to cover. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to utilize Giratina. Giratina is a ridiculous Pokemon. It's very good. I run Shadow Claw, Dragon Claw, and Ancient Power on my Giratina, but you might want to run Shadow Sneak or whichever. So here, this is a decent matchup for me because I am running Shadow Claw, and it's able to tank 2 Meteor Mash, hopefully. So here, the Shadow Claw is going to do most of the work here. If I had Shadow Sneak here, this would be a much better scenario here, but I don't. So we're just going to get as much chip damage as we can. I am not going to shield here. Meteor Mash will hurt, for sure. And I'm going to build it up here. I am gonna shield here, advantageous shield for me. Be able to feint it before, so even like a less ideal matchup for my charge move. And we're gonna do here, and then I'm just gonna spam Dragon Claws. Mewtwo, okay, that's fine. Psycho Cut won't do that much damage to me. And I'm doing a lot of damage with Shadow. Oh shoot! Oh man, I thought I could get out. One more. I am gonna come with Melmetal here, because less likely he's gonna run a move that's gonna hurt me, unless he has like Flamethrower. He's probably gonna run Shadow Ball here. It's gonna do a decent amount for sure. In theory, I should get off these rock slides. We're both running like 9 energy moves here, so here I should be able to get off. Oh shoot! No shoot! Okay, okay, whatever. That's fine. I kind of hesitated a little bit there, but I'm like, I can almost feint it with this. I am not going to tank this Dynamic Punch because it would almost feint me here. I'm going to feint it just with, and then here I should be able to hit Avalanche, hopefully. And then I should feint Mewtwo here with an Avalanche. So, good first match. Even in a less ideal matchup like with Giratina, I really should be running Shadow Sneak on it to line up the matchup a little bit better. Ancient Power doesn't really help me that much, especially if I'm running Shadow Claw, but still, good first matchup. I'm going to be demonstrating how to utilize Giratina as not a lead, so it's a really good lead. It 1v1s a lot of different Pokemon and has like really big advantageous matchups. Let's see what he runs with here. Ooh, Metagross. This is a bad matchup for me. And I'm gonna let's see what he does here. He knows I have Flash Cannon. Probably figures out as a rock slide. So I am going to shield here. Build up a little bit of energy here, and then switch to Giratina, which is going to just do a lot of damage here with its fast move. I am not going to shield here. Meteor Mash will do a decent amount, as we saw last time. And then I'm going to get it within KO range of Dragon Claw. See if he shields here. I'm going to hit it with another Dragon Claw here. So he either has to burn 2 shields or I fainted. Oh, yeah, I fainted. Okay, good. Let's see what he comes out with. Mewtwo. Okay. I should be able to hit this Dragon Claw. Do a good amount of damage here. He's probably going to save up his energy. Well, he should try to feint me here. I am going to shield here. Ice Beam. Okay, Ice Beam's good. Because I think my Giratina can beat this Mewtwo or come really close to it. Where I'm like within, hopefully I can get this Dragon Claw off. I can. Just because Psycho Cut doesn't do that much damage to me. You can see how ridiculous Giratina is. Actually, I have really unideal matchups for these other mons, so I'm hoping that he just tries to feint me here with Machamp. Nope. Okay, I am in big trouble here. I am going to try to... Hopefully he just tries to... Okay, perfect. Bait out his Dynamic Punch here. And then I should be within range to get this Rock Slide off. And this should KO. Hopefully. Or I should have went for Flash Cannon. Nope. Oh, man. Ah, big mistake. I should have went for Flash Cannon. But you saw Giratina did pretty well. It was probably the smart move for me to shield there. I didn't really need to... Yeah, there wasn't really much option here. So having 2 Pokemon weak to fighting was not super ideal here. But I do think I can run with Melmetal still. I think it'll still be really good. And then I can run with a Pokemon like Lugia. Tell me counter Melmetal. Even though Giratina does a pretty good job of that. Maybe I'll run like a Pokemon like... like Metagross. Let's see how it does here. But you saw Giratina was able to handle Metagross well. Let's see what he does here. He comes with again. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna build up the energy here. I'm gonna hit him with the Flash Cannon again. I'm going to shield here. Oh, he does Meteor Mash. Okay. That's alright. I'm going to hit him with another Flash Cannon. I'm not going to shield here. Okay, a little bit of lag there. That's fine. I should be able to feint him with this Rock Slide. And then I'm going to do... Okay, well, never mind. I don't need to. Let's see if he decides to switch here. To Mewtwo, okay. This is a decent matchup for me, still. Even against Mewtwo with 2 shields, because I am running Shadow Claw, which is going to be super effective against Mewtwo. So, let's see here. He's probably going to do an Ice Beam soon. Giratina is a huge tank in this meta. So let's see here. I'm banking that I still survive this. Oh, not shadow. Maybe not a shadow ball, but I'm gonna go for the feint here on YouTube, then just go for shadow claw, dragon claw here. Still do it. Oh, I can do another shadow dragon claw apparently. I was not expecting that. Okay, all right, I like it. And then here I have. I can run either one. Doesn't really matter too much. You know, I'm gonna bait out his dynamic punch and hit with rock slide here. And then that should be all she wrote. So you can see how Giratina does really well against Mewtwo, right? Does really well against Metagross because of Shadow Claw. It'd be different if you run Dragon Claw or Dragon Breath. Let's see if he wants to do one more matchup. So he seems to like Mewtwo, like Machamp. So I can't really necessarily run something that's going to be weak there. Won't we run something like that? Oh, okay. Well, looks like the end of the battles. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video and got a sense of how to utilize Giratina. Giratina, one of the best, if not the best, Masters League Pokemon. So hope you guys enjoyed that video.